On a beautiful afternoon, a soft golden sunlight blanketed the yard. The dad decided to take his special little daughter, Lily the monkey, for a stroll. Lily looked absolutely adorable today, scampering excitedly after her dad's every step. Their destination was the lush green garden behind the house. Passing by the rows of green beans, Dad gently introduced to Lily that this was her food pantry, the place where most of the fresh vegetables she ate daily were grown. Lily seemed to understand. Her round eyes widened as she gazed at the garden with delight.
Dad đi xem vườn nhé. Vườn đậu thấy không? Đẹp không? Cái vườn đậu đẹp không Ly? Mấy nữa ra thu hoạch chưa? Chưa Ly?
The walk became livelier when they reached the papaya tree. Her climbing instinct kicking in, Lily nimbly jumped right up the trunk. She climbed in all sorts of ways, showing off her mischievousness and agility. He pointed to the papayas hanging high above and explained that they were still very green and not ripe enough to pick.
Thôi xuống đi về thôi, xuống đi về thôi. Xuống đi về làm trái cây ăn đi rồi. Này nào. Đi nào.
Since they couldn't find any ripe ones to enjoy right there in the garden, the dad and daughter decided to head back home to prepare a different, more attractive treat.
Đi về nhé. Về làm trái cây ăn nhé. Nhé. Chào ba Ly ơi. Chào ba nữa.
Back at home, Lily obediently climbed into her familiar seat and sat neatly, waiting to see what surprise Dad would bring. Not keeping her waiting long, Dad brought out a basket of fresh fruit and some brand new shaping molds.
Hôm nay bà có cái phân này. Này, đi lấy cái phân đi. Này.
He excitedly showed Lily that these tools would make her snack time more interesting than ever. The food art lesson began.
Anh ngồi xuống.
Dad picked up a cat-shaped mold and guided Lily on how to use it. He pressed the mold firmly down onto a slice of fruit, and ta-da, an incredibly cute fruit cat appeared.
Để bà lấy cái gì gỡ này ra nhé. Đó, con mèo này đi.
Lily proved to be very smart and cooperative. She quickly helped Dad pick up the fruit cat and carefully placed it on the plate.
Nè cái mèo nữa nè. Đó, cái mèo kìa. Đúng rồi. Để con làm đây để làm con khác nhé. Nhé. Con này bỏ kia, con này bỏ đây. Bỏ đây này. Đúng rồi. Làm con khác nha. Đưa cái mũ cho bà nè. Giỏi lắm.
Not stopping there, Dad switched to a fish-shaped mold.
Đây con cá này, đúng rồi, con cá giỏi. Bà làm con cá nha. Con cá nè.
A lovely fruit fish was quickly created.
Loại cá không? Cái cá kìa.
Dad turned to ask Lily's opinion on where this fish should swim on the decorative plate.
Đây. Thêm một con cá nữa nha. Một con cá nữa nha. Nè, thêm con cá này. Con cá bỏ đâu? Đúng rồi. Rồi, bây giờ bà chuyển nha. Chuyển cái ổ nha. Đây. Đây các bạn ạ. Đây, cá nha, cá ổ nha. Đây. Đây, cá ổ đây. Đây, như này. Ui trời. Đây, cá ổ vào đâu kìa, cá ổ kìa. Vào đây coi. Đúng rồi đấy, kia rớt kìa. Đấy. Để xếp lại cá ổ nha. Rồi, đẹp quá nha. Nữa nha. Nữa nha.
The two of them chatted happily as they prepared until the fruit platter was complete.
Đấy. Có bỏ xuống đi. Bỏ cái kia đi. Nè. Cái này bỏ cái kia. Rồi. Và làm thêm ly miếng cam nhé. Cắt này cho ly nhá. Ly bỏ kia đi. Đây rồi. Đấy. Đây nữa. Đây nữa. Đây rồi. Giờ hay lắm. Rồi. Và xếp lại này.
The final result was a colorful plate of fruit filled with funny animal shapes that looked mouth-watering.
Nhiều cá quá ha. Mèo nha. Rồi, đủ ăn chưa? Đủ chưa? Rồi đi xuống nhà đi. Rồi, nặng lắm.
Lily started the feast.
Giỏi lắm. Cho ba thử ly thử miếng. Ba lấy thử miếng nha. Thử miếng nào. Đây nè.
She appeared incredibly sophisticated and proficient as she used her fork to eat rapidly.
Có được không? Đây con ăn đi. Đúng rồi. Đó, phải ngoan thế chứ, đúng rồi, giỏi lắm. Ngon quá hả? Trời ơi, con cá ngon đó ha. Ăn cá. Cá đồ kìa, cá ổi kìa. Cá cam hả? Đúng rồi. Ngon quá. Đúng rồi, ngon lắm vậy. Đúng rồi đấy.
It seemed Lily really loved the watermelon and oranges today. She ate deliciously and passionately.
Cái ổi đi thôi, ổi ngon này, ổi ngon lắm. Để bà giúp cho. Đây nha. Đó, đúng rồi. Nữa hả? 2 miếng mà hả? Đây, 2 miếng luôn.
The fruit party ended smoothly when Lily finished off the last 2 crispy pieces of guava. After eating, she sat watching Dad clean up the battlefield, her tummy full and her face radiating satisfaction after an afternoon of fun play and good food. On a beautiful morning, brilliant golden sunlight shone across the garden. Lily, the mischievous little monkey, looked outside and felt the weather was simply wonderful. The warm sunshine gave Lily a bold idea. I have to go swimming. No sooner thought than done. Lily excitedly dashed into the room.
A few moments later.
Just a few seconds later, she returned with a completely new look. Wearing a well-fitted swimsuit and sporting stylish swim goggles on her head. Not only did she know how to dress up, but Lily was also very thoughtful, having secretly prepared some fruit, specifically juicy oranges, to eat as a snack after swimming. Lily secretly snuck out of the house and headed to the pool. When she arrived, the scene before her was overwhelming. The blue pool water was calm, reflecting the sky.
Wow.
Lily couldn't contain her excitement and exclaimed, "Wow, so beautiful." The allure of the cool water seemed to invite her to jump in immediately. Without hesitation, Lily dove into the pool, enjoying her own private world. She swam freely, playing in the water alone and refreshing herself, forgetting all worries. After swimming to her heart's content, Lily climbed onto the shore to rest and enjoy the oranges she had brought. After eating, Lily was very conscious of keeping things clean. She didn't throw the orange peels around the pool or on the ground. Instead, she carefully gathered the peels into her basket to take home and throw in the trash. While Lily was soaking and relaxing in the water again, Dad suddenly appeared. Dad looked at Lily with eyes that were both stern and amused, asking, "Why did you come out here to swim on your own without asking me to join?" Lily looked at Dad bewilderedly, knowing she had been caught. At that moment, Dad saw the orange peels and realized Lily had snuck food out from the house. Instead of scolding her, Dad sat down, peeled the rest of the orange, and fed it to Lily. It was a truly warm moment between Dad and daughter. Seeing that Lily was soaked and had been in the water for quite a while, he affectionately wrapped the towel around Lily, drying her off quickly. Dad's care made Lily feel very safe. Then the two walked back home together, ending a sneaky little trip that had a bit of trouble, but was full of joy and love. The story begins on a quiet morning, with everyone doing their own thing. Lily was obediently studying outside. while Dad was focused on reading a book in his room.
Oh,
However, the dancing letters quickly made Lily bored. Plus, her little tummy started protesting with hunger. Unable to stand it anymore, she ran into the room to find Dad.
Papa. Papa. Dad.
Gì vậy Ly? Ừ? Thôi ra để bà làm nhé. Được chưa? À, ra đi chơi ha. Đi chơi nhé.
Dad.
Sao? Ừ? Sao? Ừ? Sao? Thôi ra đây chơi nhé, được chưa? Ha. Ra đi chơi để bà làm nhé.
At first, Dad didn't get it. He thought his daughter just wanted attention,
Ly, ừ?
so he told Lily to go out and play so he could read.
Đi nấu gì ăn hả? Đói bụng
But
hả?
seeing her disappointed face and her rubbing her belly, Dad laughed and realized the problem.
Bây giờ làm nhé. Được chưa? Ừ, đầu chơi đây ha. Đây, đây. Đây đi. Ừ. Đây. Cứ đi con. Đây.
Before starting, Dad taught Lily a lesson about tidiness.
Rồi bây giờ mình lau cái này sơ tí nhé.
He gave her a cloth and showed her how to wipe the table.
Lau đây nữa.
Lily acted very professionally, scrubbing away to prepare the cleanest space for their home bakery.
Đúng rồi, để thầy bạn.
The most fun part finally arrived, mixing the dough. Dad brought out all the ingredients, flour, eggs, and sugar. Lily didn't just stand and watch. She rolled up her sleeves to help.
Sau đây nè. Sau đây nè. Đấy, đây này. Đó, đúng rồi.
She excitedly used her hands to help Dad stir and mix the flour in the bowl.
Nhà lấy đi. À, đúng rồi. À, lấy lên đi, lấy lên đi. Ừ. Ừ. À, đúng rồi. Đây nữa.
Because she was so enthusiastic, white flour got all over her little hands
Rồi, đúng đi con.
and even smeared onto her face and eyebrows, turning her into a funny, messy little monkey. Laughter filled the kitchen.
Đây đi.
After the mixture was smooth, Dad guided Lily through the next steps.
Đây, đứng cho ba nhé. Này, đây đi. Đó. Đúng rồi. Đúng rồi, đây nữa Ly. Đây. Đúng rồi, giỏi lắm. Đây Ly, đây đi. Chưa. Đấy. Đấy, đây. 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 À, cái này dễ nha. Này. lại nha. Đúng rồi. Rồi để lại lại nha. Đây. Đúng rồi, đây nó đi. Đây. Đúng rồi đó, đây đi. Đi. Đó. Đây giúp bạn nữa này. Đó, thấy chưa? Rồi qua đây. Qua đây ngồi, qua đây. Vào đây ha. Đúng rồi. Đó, một cái nha. Cái thứ hai này đây. Ngồi yên đó, đúng rồi. Cầm đấy. Vào đây ha. Lily, mở bánh đi con.
When everything was ready, they put the cake mold into the oven.
Đây này. Bỏ trong đi con, bỏ bếp đi. Rồi, đây đi. Bỏ trong đi. Rồi, đóng lại. Đây, xếp lại nha. Đây. Rồi, đóng lại. Rồi, qua đây nào. Này, bật điện này. Rồi, đi rồi. Bật điện lên nhé, đây này. Đây này, đó. Đây mình vặn lên nhá.
Dad held Lily's hand, showing her how to set the temperature and timer correctly.
Đó, đúng rồi. Đây này, bên dưới. Đây. Đó, rồi, đi thôi. Bây giờ mình chờ đợi thôi nhé.
While waiting for the cake to bake, to kill time, they went to the sofa to watch TV.
Chờ bánh chín ha. Chờ đi ha. Đây đi này.
The movie was so interesting that both Lily and Dad got caught up in the plot, eyes glued to the screen, completely forgetting the cake baking in the hot oven. Lost in the movie, time flew by.
Ông gì đó. Đi theo nhé. Thấy chưa? Rồi. Đấy, đồ ngủ này. Chua. Trình khó khăn. Đáng lẽ không nên tới, mà tới thì đã tới rồi. Không thả đấy nhỉ.
Suddenly, Lily's sharp nose sniffed something burning. She panicked and alerted Dad.
Ly, mùi cháy Ly, chạy thôi.
Dad jumped up, startled, and rushed to check. Oh no! The oven was still on. The result?
Sao biết chưa tắt Ly? Chưa tắt này. Ui, nóng không? Ôi, xong rồi. Xong rồi Ly ơi. Xong rồi. Đây là cái bao tay đấy.
When they took the tray out, the golden sponge cake of their imagination had turned into a black lump of coal, smoking furiously.
Xem thử Ly. Đây này. Ăn được không?
Lily looked at the ruined cake, then down at her hungry belly, with a face full of disappointment.
Hư rồi. Bà quên Lily ạ, bà để cái nhiệt độ cao quá, bà quên không ấy cho Lily nhé, thấy không? Đây. Con này bỏ đi nhé, con này ngồi đi con. Sao đấy?
Seeing his daughter so sad, Dad felt terrible.
Lily sao đấy?
To fix this mistake and comfort Lily, Dad quickly suggested, "Don't be sad. I'll order a tastier one for you."
Để bảo đời Lily bánh khác nhé, đừng có buồn đi nhá. Để bà đặt Lily cái bánh khác nhé, Để bà đặt Lily cái bánh khác nhé. Đúng rồi đấy.
Dad took out his phone, and the two of them huddled together to pick out a beautiful sponge cake online.
Cho xem nào, xem có bánh nha. Food nha.
Oh yes.
Đây rồi. Đây nha. Này con đặt đi. Đó, con đặt đi. Đó. Đấy, chọn đi, đặt bánh đi. Đây. Bánh Giáng sinh này.
A moment later, the doorbell rang. The delivery driver had brought the savior cake. Lily happily ran to get it, hugging the box and running into the house, her face beaming again.
Thank you.
Để bàn đi. Đấy, nhặt bỏ lên bàn đi cơ. Để vào đây đi nhá. Bỏ lên bàn đi. Đây. Đâu vào đây vào này. Rồi, ngoan nào. Đây nha. Ui ôi, ngon quá ha. Bánh này nhanh quá nhỉ. Cái đồ nhiều quá nhỉ. Đây tí nữa ăn nhé. Đây cho đi nhé, đi ngồi ghế đi. Đấy. Này, đi bỏ thùng rác cho ai đi, bỏ thùng rác đi coi. Đúng rồi, đấy thôi.
Dad helped plate the new cake. This one was golden, fluffy, and fragrant. Much better than the disaster earlier. Father and daughter enjoyed their sweet party together.
Bánh ngon đấy. Bánh ăn được đấy nhỉ. Cứ tưởng là không ngon đi ha. Đây coi.
Lily ate deliciously, nodding in delight, completely forgetting the burnt cake incident and her hunger from before.
Đường Ly. Bánh ngon quá ha. Thấy ăn ngon là biết rồi. Thấy ăn ngon là biết rồi. Đi chào nào. Xin chào nào. Chào đây này, chào bên đây này. Đây này, mọi người đến đây rồi mà. Đó, kìa.
The story begins on a peaceful afternoon. Lily and Dad were sitting together watching TV. The atmosphere was so cozy that Dad drifted off to sleep before he knew it, leaving Lily blinking her eyes all by herself.
Dad.
While watching intently, Lily's little tummy suddenly protested with hunger. Seeing Dad fast asleep, the little monkey decided to take matters into her own hands. she tiptoed toward the food cover. However, being a bit clumsy, she accidentally dropped the food on the floor while rummaging around, making a loud noise. The noise startled Dad awake.
Cái gì Ly?
Knowing she made a mistake instead of staying to help, Lily dashed into the bedroom to find a hiding spot, leaving the battlefield for Dad. Dad looked at the mess, then silently cleaned it all up. Afterward, Dad went to find the culprit.
Ly ơi. Ly. Ly ơi. Ủa, vừa đây vừa đâu chả? Ly. Sao Ly?
Seeing Lily hiding with a worried face, Dad didn't raise his voice or scold her at all.
Mày không sao đâu, mày làm cái khác được mà. Nhá.
He just sat beside her and
Hay là
gently
mày nấu mì Ly
explained
nhá.
that
Được
what
không?
she did
Nấu mì
wasn't
Ly
right.
nhá.
To lighten the mood
Ly.
and fill her empty
Nấu mì
tummy,
nhá. À,
Dad made a tempting offer. How about I cook some noodles for you, Lee?
nhá.
Hearing about yummy food, Lily nodded immediately,
Đi nấu mì.
her
là-
fear
đi
and
nấu mì.
poutiness vanishing
Mày đi
instantly.
làm đầu bếp nấu mì nhá.
Father and daughter went into the kitchen.
Ngồi đây nhé. Đây, đây. Bây giờ ba làm mì cho Ly nhé, được không? Ừ. Nha, đến tận nha. Được chưa? Được chưa? Được chưa? Được chưa? Được không? Được không? Nha. 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 Không này, không chặt này. Ừ. Trứng nè.
Dad laid out fresh ingredients: round eggs, yellow noodles, and red tomatoes.
Được không? Ừ.
Lily was very excited to help.
Cà chua nha. Ừ. Ừ. Rồi, bỏ cho bạn này. Bỏ này. Đúng rồi.
After Dad sliced the tomatoes, she nimbly picked up the pieces
Đây nữa.
and placed them neatly into a bowl.
Đây nữa. Bỏ cái gì nào. Ừ, đây nữa. Đây nữa. Ừ, bây giờ mình làm mì nhé, chuẩn bị mì nhé. Được không? Các thích cái này là đúng không? Ừ. Nè, bạn làm mì trứng cho Ly nha. Đó. Được không? Thêm tí nữa nha. Đây ha. Ừ.
For the noodles, Dad boiled a pot of water
Đây Ly,
and showed Lily how to drop the noodles in to blanch them.
Đây, chưa được đâu, đây từ từ nè. Đây đây. Chưa, cái này á, cái này mình để vào đây này, nước sôi nè, thấy không? Cho vào nước trụng nữa nha. Rồi. Con ngồi đây, thằng đi chơi đi.
Lily sat obediently, her big round eyes watching Dad's every move, carefully mimicking him.
Đây. Quay đây, bạn chỉ cho cách làm nhé. Đây. Đây. Cho đi xem nhé. Giờ mình chờ cái này nó chín xong mìnhใส่quả chua chứ đi nhé. Mình bắt quả chua nhé, đứng đây, đứng đây. Đứng xích ra đây, đúng rồi, đứng cao lên, đứng cao lên. Đúng rồi. Là làm mì xào trứng cà chua Lily nhé. Ngon quá ha. Này miếng không? Này miếng không? Ngon không? Rồi. Trứng vào đây nhé. Đó. Rồi. Mình đảo lên nha. Đây, cầm tay đây đi, cầm tay đây, cầm tay đây. Đây, đúng rồi. Cầm tay đây. Đó, đi qua đây này. Rồi, cái này hết nước rồi gì nhé. Đó, thấy không? Bây giờ mình cho to lửa lên này. Đó. Chạm này vô nhé. Rồi.
The tomato egg stir-fried noodles gradually took shape with eye-catching colors. The golden yellow of the eggs mixed with the bright red of the tomatoes and the chewy noodles.
Cắt đi nhé. Rồi.
A delicious aroma began to fill the kitchen.
Rồi, bây giờ mình cắt vào đây nhé.
Finally, it was done.
Ok chưa? Rồi, qua đây coi. Đúng rồi. Cho ít cà chua đây nhé. Chua tươi cho nó ngon đi nhé. Đó. Được không? Rồi con.
A plate of steaming hot noodles was placed in front of Lily.
Úi giời ơi, ngon thế nhỉ?
Without hesitation, she started eating
Ngon
deliciously.
thế nhỉ? Ba xem nào. Úi chà. Đây đây con.
Watching Lily eat with such gusto, Dad smiled happily.
Đúng rồi đấy.
The meal wasn't just tasty because of the flavor,
Đây coi.
but sweet because of Dad's patience and love for Lily after those little daily troubles.
Ngon không Ly? Wow, mì ba nấu ngon quá ha. Thật bạn áo nhé. Đấy. Đúng rồi. Ngon ha. Cà chua đi, cà chua này. Đây.
After lunch, to switch things up, Dad decided to take Lily out for a change of scenery. They excitedly headed to their favorite coffee shop. As soon as they walked in, they picked a small table in a comfy corner to enjoy the afternoon.
Đi ăn gì? Bỏ đồ ra Ly nhé. Được chưa? Đây, đúng rồi. Đây. Meal nhé.
Dad lovingly ordered
Drink.
drinks. And of course, a serving of fresh milk
uống nhé.
specifically for his
Đây nha.
precious daughter.
Được không? Đây này. Đây ha. Đúng rồi, đây ha. Ok. Đây.
While waiting,
Xíu ha.
Lily sat on her chair, strangely well behaved, looking serious like a child who understands she's waiting for a reward. Soon, the drinks arrived.
Từ từ đó. Lily ngoan nào, ngoan nào. Ra tí. Nhé. Được không? Ra xíu ha. Nhé.
Lily happily bowed her head to enjoy the first sweet sips of milk.
Được không? Ngon không? Rồi, nghỉ một tí nha. Rồi. Rồi đi đây. Rồi, ok không? Ngon không?
However, milk alone didn't
Yeah.
seem to hit the spot. Seeing Lily looking a
Thêm
bit
ăn nhé.
bored,
Thêm ăn thêm nhé.
Dad pulled out his wallet, handed her a
Đi
bill
mua
and
thêm
said,
nhé. Nhé, được không?
Lily, take this and go buy some snacks, okay? Waiting for just that,
Đi mua
Lily
tiếp nhé.
proved how sharp she
Bây giờ bà
was.
cho tiền Lily mua gì ăn nhé. Được không? Ha. Đây. Đây con, này cầm đấy. Đây, đi xuống đi. Đây. Đi mua hạt dương nhé.
She clutched the money, walked confidently to the counter like a real customer.
Đây, của con đây. Đây em chưa lấy.
And in a flash, returned to the table beaming with her trophy. A bag of fragrant sunflower seeds. Back in her seat, the main event began.
Nha. Đây. Đúng rồi đấy, đúng rồi. Ngon không? Này, qua đây ngồi.
Lily held the tiny sunflower seeds in her dexterous hands. Without any help, she shelled them with expert skill.
Bốc giỏi nha.
Dad sat beside her, watching affectionately as she tinkered with the seeds, occasionally whispering,
Đi bốc giỏi ha.
"Is it yummy?"
Đấy.
The peaceful scene, filled with the click-clack
Hai bác
of
về đây ăn nhé.
seeds and Dad's laughter, lit up a corner of the cafe.
Lấy sữa này đi. Tắm nha, thấy chưa?
After their outing,
Xem này.
Lily and Dad returned home. Next stop,
Tắm nha.
the bathroom, a familiar space filled with love between the two.
Rồi, kéo nha.
Moving into the bathroom, Dad didn't rush to do everything for her.
Đúng rồi, cởi nha. Cởi này.
Instead, he wanted to encourage her independence.
Bỏ xuống đi.
He gently urged, "Come on, take your shirt off." Finally, she managed to get the shirt off.
Sữa này. Này, đồ ăn này, thấy chưa?
Seeing her effort,
Rồi.
Dad bent down
Rồi, đưa
and lovingly helped her remove her pants so she could get into the tub.
lại đi. Rồi.
The moment Lily soaked in the warm water, true relaxation began.
Sao? Sao?
She was washed clean, shaking off all the dirt.
Rồi, tắm đi. Mới đi ạ, mới đi.
Dad scrubbed her gently, whispering, "Does that feel good, Lily?" Her half-closed eyes and blissful expression showed just how happy she was with the care.
Great job.
Nhớ lên cẩn thận nhé. Đấy, sạch chưa? Cãi này, cãi này. Đó, thấy không?
Lily was so well behaved and cooperative.
Nhấc tay lên cao, nhấc tay lên. Nhấc tay lên cao này. Đúng rồi.
When Dad asked her to lift her arms to scrub her underarms and chest, she did it immediately.
Dad.
After the bath, Dad carried Lily out and dried her with a fluffy towel.
Này, Lily này, này. À, Lily này.
Wow.
À, Lily thấy không? Đấy. Ok chưa? Lạnh hả? Lạnh quá hả? Rồi, đây có sấy cho tí nhé. Lạnh thế này chưa? Rồi, nằm đây.
Next came the blow drying.
Rồi, ok chưa?
Dad turned on the dryer, warm air blowing through her wet fur. He watched carefully as he dried her, checking if she was okay. At this point, Lily must be feeling very comfortable. The combination of the rhythmic humming of the dryer, like a lullaby, the soothing warmth, and Dad's hands brushing and massaging her fur made her incredibly sleepy. Unable to resist the comfort, she nodded off and fell fast asleep right in Dad's arms. Looking at Lily sleeping soundly, fresh and clean, Dad couldn't hide his emotion. He shared that his greatest happiness is simply taking care of Lily with his own hands every day.
Yeah. Cái này đi, con đây. Bỏ mũ cho bà được không?
Today wasn't just any ordinary day. They had a plan to show off their culinary skills by making kimbap, Lily's absolute favorite dish.
Sao, có đói bụng không? Gì đây? Có đói bụng không? Đi làm đi ăn nhé. Nhé, nào đi nào. À, hay mình làm trụ cột ăn nhé Ly nhé.
As soon as they got home, little chef Lily got straight to work. Dad acted as the head chef, guiding her through every step of the prep.
Làm này nhé. Được không? Đây không? Đây là chỗ mở này. Thôi để tí nữa xé nha. Giờ mình làm cái này trước nhá. Làm này trước nha. Nó mẹ đi, bỏ đây nhá. Đúng rồi.
Lily's little hands nimbly snapped the green beans.
Đây con. Đúng rồi, giỏi lắm. Bỏ vào trong rổ đi con. Đây này cái rơi này. Đây nữa. Đó, mẹ đi. Giỏi lắm. Đây nữa con. Tí nữa bỏ vào tâm quận rồi đi nha. Đây nữa con. Đây con. Đây con. Để đi con. Đây nè. Để đi, để đi. Đúng rồi, được rồi. Rồi, cái này xong rồi nhá. Giờ đến dưa leo nhá. Đây nữa.
And busily helped Dad prepare the cucumber and carrots. The kitchen was full of laughter until a small hiccup occurred.
Thế mất trứng rồi.
They were out of eggs.
Nó đi ở đây chờ nhé. Ngồi đây chờ ba nhé. Thấy chưa? Ngồi đây chờ ba đi lấy trứng nhé.
Dad gave Lily strict instructions.
Trứng gà nhé.
You sit nicely at the table and wait for me, okay? I'm going to the garden to grab some eggs. I'll be right back. Lily nodded furiously, promising to stay put. However, the moment Dad disappeared behind the door, the silence of the kitchen and a rumbling tummy began to urge Lily on. She hopped off the chair and opened the fridge looking for milk or a snack. But sadly, it was empty. Then, her eyes landed on a bag of white powder on the table. Driven by childish curiosity and hunger, Lily decided to explore the bag herself. In the blink of an eye, the tidy kitchen turned into a battlefield. And Lily looked like she was lost in a winter wonderland, with flowers scattered everywhere. The door opened and Dad walked in with fresh eggs in hand, but his smile vanished instantly.
Trời ơi, cái gì đấy? Hả?
Oh my goodness, what is this? That powder is so dirty, sweetie.
Này, xem nào. Ui giời, cái gì thế này?
Looking at Lily's messy state, he teased.
Ui giời.
Trying to make bao buns, are we? Too messy. Let's stick to making kimbap.
Ra là bánh ba nhé.
After a strenuous cleanup session, the duo got back to unfinished business.
Ra là bánh thịt bắp nha, được không? Có trứng rồi ha.
Lily, now scrubbed clean, was back to her sharp,
Rồi, Lily lấy trứng cho bà.
quick-witted self. She carefully handed each egg to Dad, watching intently as he cracked and whisked them.
Đó. Rồi, đây bỏ bì nhá. Cẩn thận đừng chọc tay vào đấy nhá con, bẩn nhá. Rồi, lấy trứng kia nữa cho ba, trứng kia. Đây đây. Đúng rồi, tốt quá. Rồi, cẩn thận con, cẩn thận. Đúng rồi, cẩn thận nào. Rồi, đánh trứng nhá. Cái đánh trứng ha. Đây. Giời ơi. Rồi. Đây con, làm đi nào. Rồi, bây giờ mình lên lửa nhá. Mình sát vào vai nhá, nóng lắm á. Cho một xíu dầu nhé. Rồi. Đậy lại này. Xả tí nhé. Rồi, dầu sôi
The
rồi
oil
nha.
sizzled in the pan as Dad poured the eggs in.
Wow. Đó.
Flipping them gently to create thin, golden
Rồi,
sheets.
bây giờ mình vào đây. Đây. Vào đây đi.
Then came the most important part, rolling.
Cầm này ba, cầm đây này. Đó. Rồi. Rồi, đây là mấy tấm này. Ok, làm một tấm này nhé. Rồi, chính được rồi này. Rồi. Rồi, bây giờ mình chờ nó nguội cho mình cắt nhé. Để lấy cơm để đi này. Cơm này. Đó. Cơm nó nguội nhé. Đây con.
Dad took the hot rice and showed Lily how to spread it evenly on the crispy seaweed sheet.
Đây. Đó. Mình trải đều cơm lên nhé. Rồi. Mình cho này vô nhé.
Golden egg strips and fresh cucumber were placed neatly in the center.
Rồi, lấy trứng, lấy trứng.
Together, they rolled it up.
Để quặn lại đi này. Quặn to quá hả? Ui trời ơi. À. đây là cắt bỏ nha.
Dad used a sharp knife to slice the long roll into bite-sized pieces. He trimmed off the messy ends,
Đây nè.
keeping only the perfect round pieces with the colorful filling bursting in the middle.
Đi vào đây coi. Đúng rồi. Đây nha. Nè. Đây không? Ha. Đẹp chưa này? Rồi, đi cầm bỏ đi coi. Bỏ đây, bỏ xuống. Không phải. Bỏ cái đàng hoàng này, đây nè, bỏ đây coi. Đúng rồi. Đây nè coi, bỏ dưới đi. Giỏi. Rồi, bác xem nè. Giống phết nha.
To make it look even more appetizing, Dad had the idea to stack the kimbap pieces like a wood pile.
Nha. Này giống kiểu đống củi vậy Ly nhỉ? Cái đống củi không? Đây.
Seeing the towering plate of deliciousness,
Rồi đi nè.
Lily's eyes lit up.
Đi nè. Ok.
Finally, the moment they had been waiting for arrived. They sat down at the table.
Chờ đợi lâu lắm rồi đúng không? Đây, và có cái này cho Ly này.
Lily picked up a piece of kimbap, popped it into her mouth, and savored the blend of sticky rice, rich egg, and crunchy veggies. She ate deliciously, nodding her head in approval.
Ngon quá rồi, ngon quá. Ăn toàn cơm rồi Ly.
The afternoon's flower storm ended with a cozy meal filled with joy.
Ngon quá.
The next morning, Lily woke up to a strange silence. Where was Dad? She jumped down from her green bed, looking around inquisitively. On the dining table, under a food cover, was a yellow sticky note. Dad had left a message before he went out. A pang of longing for her dad suddenly rose in her. After quickly eating a few grapes, Lily sat on her yellow throne. And a grand decision was made. She would go find her dad. Like a true adventurer, Lily prepared her supplies, a bottle of water from the refrigerator. Then she headed out to the yard and climbed into her beloved pink toy car. With a skillful press of the pedal, the car rolled forward, beginning the quest to find her dad. The cute little pink car rolled along the dirt path and turned into the lush green vegetable garden. Behind the wheel, racer Lily scanned the area. And then she saw a familiar figure hunched over among the rows of plants. It was her dad. "Dad!" Lily called out joyfully. She quickly stopped the car and carefully got out, not forgetting to bring her important provision, the bottle of water she had prepared at home. With her little steps, she walked straight toward her dad, who was now watering the rows of vegetables with a hose. Her clear voice made her dad stop what he was doing. He turned around and broke into a warm smile when he saw that his little girl had found him all the way out here. When she got closer, Lily solemnly held up the bottle of water. Understanding his daughter's heartfelt gesture, her dad didn't drink, but instead lovingly stroked her head.
Được chưa? Nữa hả? Nặng quá ha. Bà có đào cho đi khoai kìa. Tí ra ba cho xem nhé. Ở đấy khoai cho đi với cà rốt kìa. Tí ra ba cho xem ha. Để mang về ăn nhé. Đi về ha. Đi.
To reward her for the surprise and affectionate visit, he gave her the freshest and tastiest carrots and sweet potatoes he had just harvested.
Cầm giúp ba cái này nhé, cầm đi. Đúng rồi. Đây nè, đúng rồi, giỏi quá. Ba cầm cái này ha. Rồi đi nào.
The two of them loaded the spoils onto the pink car.
Bỏ xe đi. Đúng rồi. Lên xe đi con, lên xe đi. Đi về nhé. Đây ly nhé.
Her dad even gave the car a little push to help her get started, watching with a heart full of pride as his little girl drove the vegetable haul home by herself. When she arrived in the yard, she got out, went into the house to get a basket. Filled it with the vegetables, and with all her might, carried it inside and carefully placed it on a small table, perfectly completing her first mission as a little farmer. Back at home, the joyful atmosphere continued.
Ngồi đi con. Sao? Sao đấy? Sao? Sao? Sao ngồi buồn đây vậy hả? Đỡ bụng à? Đi đỡ bụng à? Có cho tiền đi mua gì ăn nhé, được không? Cho tiền đi mua gì ăn nhé. Ngồi đây, ngồi đây.
Dad gave Lily some allowance. Her mind immediately filled with visions of mountains of chips and cartons of milk.
Không hết rồi.
But then she remembered the image of her dad opening the pocket where he kept his money, only to fall silent. The pocket was empty.
Này không được tiền luôn.
Seeing the fleeting look of concern on her dad's face, Lily's little heart ached. She realized she should save money for her dad. Without a word, Lily quietly took the money her dad had just given her and walked over to her piggy bank. The clink of the coin dropping inside was the sound of a big decision. Lily wasn't going to spend the money anymore. She was going to earn money to help her dad. No sooner said than done, she put on her wide-brimmed hat, bravely pulled a small wagon behind her, and headed straight for the vegetable garden. This time, she wasn't an explorer on an adventure. She was a real farmer. Lily got to work, checking each row of vegetables, pulling out weeds. The biggest challenge was digging for sweet potatoes. She used 2 sticks like a pair of giant chopsticks, digging away with all her might. After a struggle, a large, round, dirt-covered sweet potato emerged. Then a second, and a third. Before long, the little wagon was filled with the fruits of her labor. Tired but incredibly happy, Lily pulled the heavy wagon home.
Dad.
When she got to the kitchen, her dad was washing his hands. He was stunned to see his little girl return with a wagon full of sweet potatoes. His eyes shone with pride and emotion.
Con đổ cái ly nhé. Nhé. Con đổ cái ly 2 quả nhé.
Lily even took the sweet potatoes to the tap herself, carefully washing each one clean.
Ok, ngồi đây.
That evening, the small kitchen felt cozier than ever. Dad sliced the sweet potatoes while Lily sat beside him, watching intently. Together, they put them in a pot to steam.
Đúng các bạn. Nó bọc đi. Đây này. Rồi, trả lại đi nhé. Rồi, đậy nắp đi, đậy nắp đi. Quá. Đây. Rồi, bây giờ chờ chín nhé.
A few moments later.
Khoai chín gì kìa. Đây. Đây xem.
Wow.
Thế nha. Đây đứng đây này, nóng nhá Lý nhé.
When the hot, fragrant pieces of sweet potato were arranged on a plate, her dad carefully cut them into smaller bites for Lily.
Rồi đi này. Được không? Ngon không? Này.
Lily sat in her chair, using a fork to spear a warm piece of sweet potato. The sweet, earthy flavor melted in her mouth. It was perhaps the most delicious sweet potato in the world, because it was flavored not just by the earth, but by hard work, love, and devotion. Watching his daughter eat with such enjoyment, her dad smiled, feeling like he was the richest man in the world.
Today was an exciting day for Lily because Dad brought home a brand new kitchen tool set.
Kéo kéo đi.
From the very first moment, the little monkey couldn't hide her curiosity. When Dad started opening the box, Lily leaned in close, her small hands helping Dad pull each part out. Her eyes lit up with interest, eager to know what these strange objects were used for.
Đây. Cái này đây, cái này là cái set.
Starting a beginner's lesson on kitchen tools, Dad patiently introduced each item to his little student.
Ô. Cái đứt tay không? Cái đứt tay. Cái này là cái khay để cắt này.
He showed Lily the clear plastic tray for catching food,
Đánh xuống à, đây.
and then the safety guard cap,
Này là cái bào.
an important tool to hold the vegetables and keep hands safe from cuts.
Sao nhỉ? Đây nữa này đi này. Đây lấy gọt cái cây đi này. Gọt củ nhé.
Lily watched intently as Dad showed the sharp blades for shredding, slicing, and even mashing potatoes.
Có nhiều thứ này. Này cái gì đây? Đây cái này, cái gì đấy? À, đây là nguyên bộ dụng cụ này. Này cái gì đây?
She timidly touched the
vệ
Slazer
sinh
and looked
khay
curiously at the tiny cleaning brush.
Đây là khay bào trái cây này. Củ này. Gọt cắt, gọt. Bây giờ mình sẽ dùng thử những chi tiết của cái máy này nhé.
It was time to practice.
Đây, nguyên bộ cắt gọt. Từ to đến nhỏ. Bây giờ mình sẽ cắt thử nhé. Mình dùng cái khay này cắt thử. Đây, cái này lấy cái này nhá, cái này cắt ly nhá. Đây, các bạn tay ra, tay. Đúng rồi đây.
Dad installed the blade onto the tray
Đó, mình cắt
and
vào đây.
chose a fresh melon to
Đó,
demonstrate.
xong rồi, cái cây nó lọt xuống đó. Rồi đi qua đây con. Đây. Chân cao su nó nha. Đây là rác. Đây, bạn mua cho ly quả dưa đây. Thử nhá. Đây, cắt dưa ha. Đây nhá. Ôi giời. Cứ đưa cho ba nhá ly nhá. À. Rồi. Đây là cái hạt của nó này. Cái ruột đấy bỏ đi nhá. Đi bỏ đây cho bạn. Đúng rồi. Bỏ đi đó. Cắt sao như thế đẹp nhỉ. Vào đây. Đây. Vào đây. Đúng rồi. Giờ thử cái máy nhé. Thử máy cắt cái cây nhé. Giờ lấy cho vào một cái đi. Kia. Đây. Đây. Đây nhé. Rồi thử đây. Thử đây. Ấn đây này. Ấn xuống. Rồi.
Seeing Dad do it, Lily wanted to try right away.
Ấn đây này. Ấn xuống này.
At first, her movements were clumsy,
Đây, bỏ đây đi. Đúng rồi.
so Dad gently held her hand, guiding her carefully.
Đây này, bỏ tay ra nhé.
Relax your hand and push down.
Đó. Đó, thấy chưa? Thấy chưa nè? Nhìn trong nè. Thấy chưa? Cái nữa đi, cái nữa đi, cái kia nữa đi. Đây. Đấy nha, nè.
Understanding Dad, Lily began to copy him. She placed her hand on the safety guard, using the strength of her tiny arms to press down hard, pushing the melon across the blade.
Rồi.
Whenever she needed more force, Dad was right there to encourage her and adjust her hand position
Đấy nha.
so she could do it correctly and safely.
Rất là sắc nha. Đó. Để nó mở đây ra nha.
After her efforts of pushing and
Xong bê cái
pressing,
rổ ra này.
crisp
Nha.
click
Bê rổ ra
click
đi,
sounds rang
làm
out,
gì đấy nhá.
signaling that the melon slices had successfully fallen into the tray below. The moment she was waiting for finally arrived.
Nha.
Dad opened the lid, revealing the melon slices, all cut evenly and beautifully. Lily looked at the fruit of her labor with pride. Dad poured the melon into a basket, and their little party began.
Đi. Thấy không? Rồi. Đây lên thử nha. Đi ra ghế đi con. Đây rồi. Thích không? Dưa thì ngon gì nhé. Ngoan mà cho này.
Lily picked up the slices she had cut herself and
ngon
ate
hả?
them deliciously.
Ôi. Cái gì Ly? Ui dồi, ngon thế.
Her face showed pure satisfaction and delight.
Ngon đấy hả? Ngon quá hả? Chưa, nó đây này.
Perhaps the melon tasted sweeter than usual today because it was seasoned with hard work and the joy of cooking with Dad.
Ngon mà. Ăn từ từ thôi. Đúng rồi, ăn vậy đấy, đúng rồi. Ăn phải ngon như vậy chứ. Ăn chậm rãi vậy thôi ha. Chậm nhé. Ngon quá.
On beautiful morning in their cozy little kitchen, Dad was busy preparing a meal. When he realized the salt jar was empty, he called out, "Lily, come here a second, I need your help." Lily, the clever little monkey, ran in immediately, her big round eyes waiting expectantly.
Đi giúp ba đi mua một cái bì muối nha. Ba về ba ngâm cái khoai tây tí ha. Được không? Nha.
Ok.
Đi lấy túi đi. Lấy túi. Đúng rồi. À, giỏi lắm. Đây này.
Today's mission was very important. Lily had to go to the market to buy a pack of salt so Dad could soak the potatoes.
Đây bà có cái này, đây bà tiền vào để đây nhá. Đi mua giúp ba nhá. Đúng chưa?
Before she left, Dad carefully put money in her bag,
Có thêm này cho Ly này.
worried she might get hungry on the way.
Đây.
Dad also thoughtfully packed a
Đây
fresh
cho Ly nhá. Lúc
tangerine,
nào Ly đói lấy ăn nhá. Đừng lấy tiền đi mua tinh nhá, nghe chưa?
but he didn't forget to remind her,
Rồi, Ly đi.
this is to
Vào
eat
đây,
if you get
vào đây. Lấy mũ
hungry.
đi. Ok.
Absolutely do not use the money to buy snacks. Lily nodded eagerly, looking determined, and happily set off. The road to the market was fun, with lively music mixing with the sound of Lily's happy footsteps. After walking for a while, her legs felt a bit tired, so she decided to rest on a large rock by the roadside. She took out the tangerine Dad gave her and peeled it to eat.
Yummy.
But Lily was a bit careless. While taking out the fruit, the money in her bag accidentally fell out without her noticing. She was too busy enjoying the sweet tangerine and the cool breeze. After finishing her snack, she skipped along to the grocery store. When she arrived, the friendly shopkeeper asked, "Hello, Lily. What would you like to buy
Mua
today?"
gì Lily? Hả? Bà muốn mua gì? Đó, bà muốn gì mà lựa đi.
Remembering Dad's words, Lily quickly went to the shelf and picked the exact pack of salt she needed. She confidently brought it to the counter.
Ồ, này không phải tiền. Tiền của bạn đâu?
She pulled out an object, but the
Tiền đâu
shopkeeper
rồi?
shook her
Cái này
head.
không phải tiền.
That's not money, Lily. Lily's face turned pale. She searched the whole bag, but it was empty. Suddenly, Lily remembered resting on the rock earlier. Without hesitating, she turned around and ran as fast as she could back to that spot. Back at the rock, Lily looked around frantically. And there it was. The bill was stuck right between two rocks where she had sat to eat the tangerine. Lily happily picked up the money, clutched it tight, and ran all the way back to the shop. Seeing Lily return, panting for breath, the shopkeeper smiled. This time, Lily proudly handed over the money and received the pack of salt.
Bye.
Thank you.
When she got home, Dad praised her as he took the salt. Thank you, Lily. Immediately, Dad started cooking.
Cái đây. Rồi đây con. Đây. Cảm ơn Ly nhé. Đấy, bạn ngưng cái này. Đấy, một xíu ha. Đó. Đấy, ngâm thì cho nó khỏi hư nhé con nhé, nó giòn ha.
He explained to Lily that soaking potatoes and carrots in salt water helps remove the sap, starch, and makes them much crispier and tastier when cooked.
Cảm ơn Ly nhé, có bữa ăn rồi đấy. Rồi, ok. Ăn luộc cái này cho Ly nhé, được không? Đó.
Soon enough, the pot of carrots and potatoes was on the stove cooking away.
Rồi, chờ xíu ha.
Another beautiful morning began at Lily's small house. As usual, Dad woke up early to prepare a delicious breakfast for Lily.
Phải làm đồ ăn này Ly ăn ở nhà chơi nhé, Ly nhé. Được chưa? Rồi, đây. Đây, đây. Đi ăn ở nhà cho ba nhé, được chưa?
Before hoisting his hoe onto his shoulder to go to the fields, Dad patted Lily's head and reminded her, "Be a good girl at home, eat your breakfast, and watch the house."
Đi lên ở nhà nhé, được chưa?
I'll work for a bit and come back. Dad's shadow disappeared behind the gate. The house suddenly felt quiet. Lily was home alone, looking around and feeling bored. She started to miss Dad, thinking that working out in the sun must make him very tired and hungry. Unable to just sit and wait, Lily decided to do something. She scurried to the corner of the room, opened her piggy bank, and took out a coin she had saved. Looking determined, she put on her small bag and cute hat. Pulled her tiny wagon and started her journey away from home. Lily's first stop was a fruit store by the road.
Hi.
Amidst many kinds of fruit, Lily quickly picked out the reddest apples
Oh,
and some fresh tangerines. Not only was she good at choosing, but she also surprised and delighted everyone by paying the seller politely and smartly. With the food bought, Lily eagerly pulled her wagon to find Dad. The road to the field was quite long, and the sun was getting high. After a while, Lily felt tired. She stopped by the roadside to rest and took the opportunity to quality check the goods by tasting the freshness of the fruit to regain her strength.
yummy.
After a short break, thinking of Dad waiting, Lily lifted her spirits and continued pulling her wagon. Finally, she arrived. Her effort paid off. From afar, Lily saw Dad working hard. When he saw Lily appear with her wagon, Dad was completely surprised, his eyes wide. Oh, look! Lily! Why are you here? And where did this apple come from?
Cảm ơn Ly nhé. Kiếm đứa nào ngồi ăn nhé.
Answering Dad's surprise, Lily gently held out the apple as a gift to give him energy.
Ui trời. Đang mệt mà có cái này ăn ngon quá hả Ly ha.
In the middle of the vast
Này,
field,
cắn cho mỗi người
father
miếng
and daughter shared a warm snack.
nha. Đây.
Dad broke the apple in two, giving Lily half and keeping half for himself.
Đi ăn đi. Mỗi người một quả nhé.
They ate deliciously, enjoying the sweetness of the fruit and the joy of being together.
Tiền đâu mua cho ba đây?
Dad smiled, thanking his little daughter for her sweet care.
Giỏi quá. Táo chín ngon quá Ly ạ. Ăn chưa? Ly ngồi đây ăn nhé, chờ ba tí nhé. Ly ngồi đấy chờ ba tí.
Recharged by Lily, Dad quickly went back to finish his work, while Lily sat obediently resting nearby.
Xong chưa Ly? Xong chưa? Con đi về nhé. Nào, con đi về.
When the work was done, the sun had softened. Dad packed up his tools, and the two of them happily walked home together, ending a day full of memories and love. One beautiful morning, as the sun just started to rise, the little monkey Lily began her day with a burst of energy. Today, Lily decided she would go out to the garden to find food all by herself. Stepping into the lush green garden, Lily faced a tough choice: juicy red peppers or fresh green beans. After thinking for a moment, she nodded and chose the green beans. In Lily's innocent mind, the beans looked fresher and definitely healthier than the spicy peppers. However, the big garden made her feel a little unsafe. Lily's big round eyes kept darting around, looking everywhere cautiously. She mumbled to herself, worried that bad guys might show up at any moment. So her little hands picked the beans as fast as lightning, telling herself to finish the mission quickly and run back to the safety of her sweet home. Safe at home with her loot in hand, Lily got straight to work. She poured the freshly picked beans into a pot, harboring a secret plan: to surprise Dad with a breakfast prepared by her own hands. As the smell of boiled beans started to spread, Lily grew impatient. And then Dad appeared.
Đi đâu vậy đấy?
Lily, why are you up so early? What are you cooking in that pot?
Con nấu gì đấy? Nấu xem. Nấu gì đấy? Ui, chín rồi này.
When he lifted the lid and saw the perfectly cooked beans, Dad couldn't hide his surprise and pride in his capable little girl.
Vào đây, vào đây, vào đây. Đây, vào đây nhé. Trời ơi, Ly ơi, còn chưa bẻ này. Chưa bẻ đầu này nhé. Đây, có rồi này. Có rồi này.
Father and daughter sat down at the table. Dad curiously asked who gave Lily these delicious beans, but she just replied with a proud
Chưa được
look.
đâu, chưa được đâu, nóng lắm. Đợi tí nhé, nóng đấy. Con đi lấy ở đâu về? Đi. Đi đâu về? Đâu về? Đi đây. Bắt ghế đi con. Chị cũng vậy.
Dad noticed Lily was still wearing a rather thick hat. It was getting hot, and Lily was busy eating. Seeing this, Dad gently helped Lily take off the hat so she would feel more comfortable and cool. That simple act of care made the meal feel even
Ăn kiểu gì
warmer.
đấy? Ăn từ từ chứ Ly.
Lily held her fork and ate deliciously, enjoying the fruits of her labor.
Đúng rồi, đúng rồi. Đấy, ăn vậy đúng rồi đấy. Đúng rồi.
Dad sat
Tốt
beside
quá.
her, watching her
Oh.
eat with a smile, praising, "You're eating very well, but remember to eat slowly."
Sai rồi, ăn vậy là sai rồi. Đây này này. Ồ, ngon quá ha. Thấy chưa? Đúng rồi, cắn từ từ thôi ăn, đúng rồi đấy. Đúng rồi. Đấy, tốt lắm, đúng rồi. Đúng rồi. Đúng rồi.
When the plate of beans was nearly empty and her little tummy was full, Lily waved her tiny hands to say goodbye to everyone,
Chào nè.
ending a busy but joy-filled and loving morning with Dad. The story began on a sunny day when Lily, on her way home from school, accidentally wandered into a vast watermelon farm. Amidst the endless green vines, Lily saw a farmer taking care of the garden. Being a polite little girl, Lily quickly approached and greeted the farmer respectfully.
Ăn đi nào. Ăn đi.
Looking at the round, shiny green watermelons, Lily couldn't hide her excitement and exclaimed, "Your watermelons look absolutely delicious, sir."
Bạn muốn dưa hả? Cho tớ một chút nhá.
Touched by her politeness and cuteness, the kind farmer generously gave Lily a watermelon to take home.
Này. Dưa đây nhá. Này.
Thank you.
Lily happily thanked him profusely.
Đây.
The journey to bring the prize home wasn't as simple as Lily thought. At first, she tried to roll the watermelon while walking. However, the melon was too heavy. She realized if she kept rolling it, she would get tired and might ruin the melon. Thinking quickly, Lily decided to leave the melon by the roadside temporarily and ran all the way home to get her toy wagon.
La 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 la.
Although she was a bit worried someone might take it, When she returned, she sighed with relief. Thank goodness it's still here. She carefully placed the melon on the wagon and leisurely pulled it home. When Lily reached the front gate, it was getting late.
Ủa, đi đâu về đi? Hả?
Dad saw his daughter with clothes covered in mud,
Đi đâu về?
the result of rolling the melon and running back and forth.
Lấm lem về.
And he couldn't help but worry.
Đưa mũi
He
vào.
asked gently,
Sao đây cho
Lily,
cái này?
why are you home so late? Did something happen at school?
Gặp xuống đi con.
Or did you go play somewhere that got your clothes so dirty?
Nào, đi đâu về đây? Đi đâu về con?
Instead of explaining right away, Lily gave a mysterious smile and led Dad to the wagon.
Đâu? Đi đâu đâu? Đâu? Oh. Đâu đi con? Ở đâu đây?
Only then did Dad understand, and he was completely surprised to see the giant watermelon sitting neatly on the wagon. Together, they hauled the melon into the kitchen.
Rồi, con lên đây nè. Đây, đây ngồi đây con. Đây ha. Đây là công của Ly ha. Được rồi, ba giúp Ly nhá. Xem ngon mà. Ui, hy vọng
As
là
the
chín
knife
nhá.
split the melon in two,
Ồ,
the bright red, juicy inside was revealed,
nhỉ?
making the whole room feel
Người non
cooler.
tí ha. Bỏ đồ đi con.
Lily looked at it hungrily and eagerly reached out to grab a piece. Seeing this, Dad gently stopped her and reminded her, Hold on, little girl.
Nha.
No matter how hungry you are, remember to wash your hands before eating.
Quên mất ha.
Lily listened to Dad, quickly went to wash her hands, and returned to the table.
Rồi bỏ nghe đi con. Làm mát. Đây nữa này. Đây đi. Rồi. Ăn luôn hả? Ăn luôn hả? Cái đây bạn. Ăn nào. Để ăn đi. Biết có ngọt không nhỉ? Làm đi nhiều đi ra cho nó sướng nha. Các bạn ngồi ăn nhé. Giỏi lắm. Từ từ thôi ha.
The happiest moment was when Lily bit into the sweet, cool watermelon.
Ăn đi lấy đi nhé. Ăn đi con. Đúng rồi, ăn đi. Đúng rồi.
Dad sat next to her, watching his daughter eat with gusto, feeling happy himself.
Ngon quá à.
He didn't forget to remind her, eat slowly and eat as much as you like.
Dưa con xin ở đâu đấy? Hả? Hả? Xin dưa ở đâu mà ngon vậy? Bảo nó siêu siêu hả? Bỏ đây này. Con ngồi lên ghế đi.
After the cheerful meal, Lily continued to show what a good girl she was by proactively helping Dad clean up and putting the watermelon rinds neatly into the trash can. One beautiful morning, Dad had to go out for some errands. Lily sat comfortably on the sofa, turned on the TV, and glued her eyes to her favorite show. However, her focus didn't last long. A grumbling sound from her tummy made it impossible to sit still. Lily hopped off the couch, dashed into the kitchen, and headed straight for her treasure chest, the fridge. Her big round eyes scanned quickly. But her excitement vanished. It was empty. No fruit, no cake. Disappointed, and slammed the door shut with a gloomy look on her face. Just as she was about to turn away, she spotted a colorful can on top of the fridge. Maybe that will fill my hungry tummy, Lily thought. Without hesitating, she used her climbing skills to jump onto the nearby dining table and stretched out her hand to reach for the can. But she reached too far, and the can slipped from her hand, crashing to the floor. The soda splashed out everywhere, creating a huge puddle on the clean floor. Instead of running away in fear, Lily paused for a second to assess the situation. Her cleverness kicked in immediately. She hurried to find a cleaning cloth, the kind she often saw Dad using. With the cloth in hand, she quickly returned to the scene. She threw the cloth onto the puddle, stuck her bottom up, and pressed her hands down, scrubbing back and forth. Her moves were surprisingly professional, pushing, pulling, and circling to soak up all the liquid. Moments later, the floor was squeaky clean, without a single drop left. But that wasn't all. She picked up the can and the cloth and put them back in their places as if nothing had ever happened. Just as Lily finished and sat back at the table with an innocent, "I didn't do anything" look, the door clicked open. Dad was home. Luckily, Dad not only arrived at the right time, but also brought Lily's favorite treat, packs of cold yogurt. Seeing Dad, Lily was overjoyed, but kept her cool, sitting nicely at the table waiting.
Tại vì phải lấy khăn nhé, lấy khăn đã. Đây. Đây là cái này thì nhá. Đó. Được không? Sao các bạn lướt thế nhỉ? Sao các bạn lướt lý? Rồi, các bạn.
When Dad opened the yogurt and fed her a spoonful, Lily opened her mouth wide, eating happily and enthusiastically.
Đúng rồi đấy.
Her eyes sparkled with joy, both because of the yummy treat and because her secret about the soda incident was safe, thanks to her quick thinking.
Ly, ngon không? Ăn đi. Để vào xúc cho Ly nè. Đây, để vào xúc cho. Được rồi, con bỏ tay xuống. Đấy. Đó, thấy chưa? Thấy vào xúc chưa? Kệ nó bây giờ đúng không? Đúng rồi. Ngon quá ha. Lâu rồi phải ăn chua chua nhỉ? Ui chà, ngon quá ha. Úi giời. Đấy, mày có cái giấy lau là không nữa, bay hết mọi người rồi. Đi giỏi quá. Để mình đã mua cái ly thìa nhỏ cho Ly ăn nhé. Thìa to quá.
On another day, Dad had to leave early, leaving Lily the little monkey to look after the house. Alone in the quiet room, Lily was bored, so she scrolled through her phone to kill time. Accidentally, her small finger tapped on an old video of her and Dad happily roasting sweet potatoes together. Seeing Dad smile in the warm smoke in the video, Lily missed him and the sweet taste of roasted potatoes so much. She turned off the phone, stood up, and took action immediately. Destination: the backyard garden. Lily walked into the green garden, eyes sparkling with hope. She wondered, are the sweet potatoes Dad planted ready for harvest yet? After looking closely at the vines on the ground, Lily picked a spot and started digging. Her little hands moved fast. Moments later, she shouted excitedly, "OMG, potatoes!" Luckily, she found a sweet potato right away.
Okay.
She kept digging and found another big one. Holding the muddy potatoes, Lily felt like today was the luckiest day. ever. Got the potatoes. Now time to roast. But Lily paused when she realized there was no charcoal left in the garden. Not giving up, she ran around gathering dry sticks and made a small pile of wood. However, starting a fire was much harder than Lily imagined. She struggled and tried every way. Despite her best efforts, the fire wouldn't start. Dad came home.
Lily. 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 Lily.
Walking in and not seeing his daughter, he called out, "Lily! Oh, Lily!" Guessing she was up to something in the garden, he went to look. Lily sat there helplessly, staring at the wood while her tummy started to rumble. Seeing Dad, Lily pouted and pointed at the raw potatoes, asking for a rescue.
Đâu có làm gì ở đấy đâu. Đi đi đi. Đi, đi nào. Đi. Đi. Cái gì đây? Ta làm gì đấy? Làm gì đấy? À, con nướng khoai hả? Trời ơi.
Dad sat down and picked up Lily's prize, a tiny sweet potato sitting in his palm. He chuckled at the cute little potato, then rolled up his sleeves to start the fire properly.
Khoai này bé ấy. Cái xìu xìu sao mà ăn? Hả? Con đào đâu được bé tí vậy? Trời ơi. Hay ha. Ô. Để nướng ăn nhé. Ăn sống thế nó bụng lắm, thấy chưa? Rồi bạn nướng cho Ly nhé. Để bạn nướng cho Ly ha. Để có cái này nhé. Bật lửa này ha. Đúng rồi. Đó, mình có lửa đốt
With
nha.
Dad's help, the fire quickly crackled to life.
sắp được rồi đi nha. Được chưa? Đó. Em mới quay lắm ha. Rồi. Đấy đi, qua đây. Đấy.
The smell of roasting sweet potatoes filled the air, mixing with the familiar scent of kitchen smoke.
Nóng đấy, nóng đấy. Ui, quên đi. Hư rồi. Đi được. Khác nha. Đấy ha.
When Dad brushed away the hot ash, a golden roasted potato appeared.
Nóng đấy con.
Lily eagerly reached out, but Dad stopped her. Careful, it's still very hot. Once it cooled down, Dad peeled the burnt skin, and Lily took a big bite.
Yeah. Nóng ấy. Rồi, nóng ấy.
The sweet nutty flavor filled her mouth, making her cheer with delight. The two of them sat together in the garden, eating hot roasted potatoes and chatting happily.
Thế bỏ ra. Đây. Được không? Ngon không Ly? Ngon không?
On beautiful morning, Lily and Dad's small house was busier than usual. Dad was rushing to pack his luggage for an upcoming trip. Seeing Dad so busy, Lily didn't run off to play. Instead, she scurried over to help.
Nè. Đó. Đây cái bê đây. Đây. Đó. Ôm vào trong đó.
Her little hands quickly folded clothes, her eyes shining with excitement and obedience.
Mày đồ đi ha, đi một hơi hôn thôi ha. Rồi. Đây Linh, qua đây. Rồi đứng đây ha. Gia Linh ngồi với Linh nhá. Đây, ngồi đây. Ngồi xuống xuống đi con. Rồi xuống đi con. Rồi đi đâu?
However, the mood changed when Dad gently announced, Lily, I have to go on a business trip for about 2 days. It's very far, so I can't take you with me. The news came as a shock. Lily looked down, her usual smile replaced by sadness. Dad rubbed Lily's head, telling her to be a good girl at home and promising that a close uncle would come to take care of her.
Nghe rõ chưa? Hả? Sao? Ôm tí hả? Ôm anh Ly tí hả? Ôm Ly tí hả? Sao?
When it was time to leave, the uncle arrived.
Lily ơi. Chơi với Ly nhé. Được chưa? Chú này chơi với Ly nhé. Được không? Được không? Sao? Sao? Rồi, qua đi, đúng rồi. Qua đi nhé. Đi về nhà nhé.
Dad.
Đi đi, đi vào đi con, đi vào đi. Vào kia đi, đi vào đi.
Even though she didn't want Dad to go, Lily was very thoughtful.
Chú đi, vào. Đi qua chú.
She ran to find the car keys, held them tight, and handed them to Dad. Dad gave Lily a big, loving hug and promised to return soon.
Đây nhé.
As the car rolled away, Lily stood watching, already missing him terribly. Without Dad, the house felt huge and empty. The uncle was very dedicated and tried everything to make Lily happy.
Bây giờ chú đi lùng mang cho Lily nha. Chú đi lùng mang cho Lily nha. Nha. Lily ơi, đồ ăn của Lily tới nè.
He carefully peeled some delicious apples and offered them to her.
Sao? Lily không khỏe hả?
But right now, no treat could tempt Lily. She lay flat on the table, looking miserable, turning her back on the apples.
Sao vậy? Sao Lily không khỏe hả?
Dad.
She cried and whined, I don't want to eat. I don't want to be away from Dad. I want to go with him.
Lily ăn táo rồi.
The uncle patiently tried to comfort her. Be a good girl, Lily. The apples are yummy. Dad is working hard to buy milk and gifts for you. But his words couldn't fill the emptiness in her heart.
Đi ơi, ôi chị dạ ăn táo nha. Táo ngon lắm nè. Táo ngon lắm nè. Đi ăn táo nè.
Oh no.
Sao vậy? Nè, đi ăn táo nè. Đấy không ăn táo hả? Nè, đi chú lùm cho Lily ăn nha.
Missing Dad too much, Lily ran into her room and cried alone.
Lily ơi. Lily sao vậy? Lily có bị đau không? Lily mệt hả? Lily nháo bố hả? Bố đi làm kiếm tiền về mua đồ cho ăn cho Lily nha. Đây là chờ mình đi ngủ nha.
The longing for her dad pushed Lily to do something bold. While the uncle was sleeping, she quietly put on her wide-brimmed hat and her familiar small bag. With determination, Lily snuck out the door to go find her dad. A while later, the uncle woke up and went to the living room, only to panic when he saw it was empty. Lily, where are you? He shouted, searching every corner of the house. Seeing her things gone, he realized the serious situation. Lily had run away. Terrified, he immediately called Dad. Outside, the sun was harsh and the wind was strong. On the dusty roadside, a tiny monkey in a hat and bag walked alone. It was Lily. The outside world was bigger and harsher than she imagined. She looked so small, pitiful, and lost. Upon hearing the news, Dad rushed back.
Ly ơi! Ly! Ly ơi! Đi đâu vậy? À, chắc Ly đi tìm anh hay sao á chứ không thấy túi đồ với mũ này. Để mình đi ra ngoài tìm ha. Đi ra ngoài tìm.
He and the uncle split up to search every road. Everyone was worried sick about her safety. Lily walked while looking around for her dad, her legs getting tired.
Yummy.
Lily ơi. Có phải Lily không ta? Lily ơi.
Wow! Hey!
Finally, the uncle spotted a small dot by the roadside. It was Lily. She was sitting curled up alone, looking tired and scared. "Lily!" a familiar voice called out. Lily looked up, bursting into tears of joy when she saw the uncle. Both Dad and the uncle breathed a sigh of relief. The happiness of finding Lily safe was greater than any anger.
Trời, cái nắng đây Lily. Hả? Chú đây làm gì vậy? Chú đây làm gì vậy? Cái đây gì vậy? Đừng về nhé. Nhé. Về nhé. Nhé. Đừng đi lung tung nghe chưa? Lạc đấy, nghe chưa? Đi lung tung lạc người ta bắt đấy, nghe chưa? Nhé. Đi về ha.
They quickly took her home.
That day began peacefully. Lily was sitting and playing by herself, feeling a little bored, when suddenly she heard a happy quack, quack. Looking out toward the pond, Lily spotted 2 ducks swimming about cheerfully. Curious, Lily ran to the water's edge to get a better look. The pond water sparkled in the sun, and the 2 feathered friends looked so free. How wonderful, Lily thought to herself. If only I could jump in and swim with them. But then she suddenly remembered and quickly shook her head. I can't, Lily told herself. I just got over being sick, and Dad told me not to play in the water. Standing on the bank, watching for a moment, Lily tilted her head. The 2 ducks swam back and forth, occasionally dipping their heads under the water as if looking for something. Lily remembered that she hadn't seen her dad bring feed out for the ducks this morning. Oh, maybe Dad was busy and forgot to feed the ducks breakfast. A small sense of responsibility suddenly swelled up. Dad wasn't home. She had to take care of her friends in his place. Without hesitation, Lily turned and ran quickly to the shed, where her dad usually kept things. She stood on her tiptoes, searching the familiar corner where the bag of feed was usually kept. Nothing. Lily frantically searched on the bed, under the bed, turning everything over. But the bag of feed was nowhere to be found. I can't find it anywhere. Lily started to panic. She ran to the door, looking toward the pond, where the 2 ducks were still swimming around looking lost. "You poor things," she whispered. "You must be so hungry." She couldn't let her friends go hungry. Determined to complete her mission, Lily took a deep breath and started running. She ran across the yard, across the wide garden, her tiny feet moving quickly. "Dad! Dad!" Her clear voice rang out, trying to carry through the wind. After running a long distance, Lily finally saw her dad's familiar figure. He was busy gardening way in the distance. "Oh, there's Dad!" As if given new strength, Lily used all her energy to run to him, arriving breathless. She immediately grabbed her dad's pants, tugging hard. "Dad, hurry!" Her dad was surprised, not understanding what was happening. But seeing the serious look on his little daughter's face and her urgent actions, he knew it must be something important. He quickly let Lily pull him along. Lily didn't say a word, just focused on pulling her dad back toward the pond. When they arrived, she pointed toward the 2 ducks. Only then did her dad say, "Ah, understanding the problem." He smiled gently, patting his responsible daughter's head. "Ah, I'm sorry. We ran out of feed this morning, and I haven't had time to buy more." "It's okay. Dad has another way." He smiled, taking Lily's hand and leading her to a nearby banana stalk. "Ducks also love to eat young banana stalks, honey." With that, he used a knife to chop off a piece of the tender young stalk. Lily quickly ran to get the feeding trough, then helped her dad place the banana stalk inside. Then, her dad carefully used the knife to slice the stalk into thin white pieces.
Lily lấy đi. Đi bỏ kia đi. Lấy cái này này. Lily, lấy cái này này. Bỏ cái này này. Đúng rồi, bỏ xuống. Giỏi lắm. Đây Lily. Bỏ cái hạt. Bỏ kia đi con. Bỏ đây nhé. Đúng rồi. Bỏ đây ha. Đó, thì bóp ra tí nha cho nó dễ ăn ha. Đây nó đi này, đây này. Đó. Đó, thấy chưa? Bỏ đây ha.
Seeing Lily watching intently, he offered the knife to her. Want to try? Be careful. Under her dad's close supervision, Lily also managed to slice a few pieces.
Tay mình giữ chắc đây ha.
She felt very grown up.
Đó. Đúng rồi. Tay vào đây con, tay vào đây nè. Đúng rồi, tay đây nè. Đó. Đây yên nha. Đúng rồi, có cái này ra ha. Đây này. Đúng rồi. Đúng rồi. Đúng rồi Ly. Giỏi quá. Đó.
After a moment, the trough was full of the special meal. Dad and daughter carried the trough to the pond's edge together. Smelling the food, the two ducks immediately swam quickly to the bank. They buried their heads in the trough and began to eat heartily. Lily stood beside her dad, watching quietly. Seeing the two ducks eat their fill, her heart flooded with joy and pride. Her dad turned and gave his hard-working employee a snack as a reward. The sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the now empty schoolyard. On the steps by the gate, a small figure sat waiting patiently. It was Lily in her pretty clothes. Her big round eyes constantly looking out at the main road. Dad promised he would pick her up, but he hadn't arrived yet. Time passed very slowly. Every time a motorbike sped by, Lily would perk up hopefully, only to deflate in disappointment. Sadness began to creep in. She lowered her head, her tiny fingers clutching the hem of her clothes. Dad always kept his promises.
Chết rồi, hóa ra đón Ly rồi.
The waiting gradually turned into worry. She started to feel scared being all alone. A dreadful thought crossed her mind. What if Dad had abandoned her? Meanwhile, on another road, her dad was sweating. His motorbike lay immobile on the side of the road. He hurriedly fumbled with it, trying desperately to fix it.
Xe mất rồi. Trời, đang vội đấy chứ.
Looking at his watch, he felt sick with worry. The image of his little daughter waiting anxiously vivid in his mind. Then another, even greater fear struck. Or what if something bad had happened to Dad on the way? Her eyes began to well up with tears. He couldn't be any later. He abandoned the broken motorbike, quickly borrowed a bicycle, and pedaled toward the school with all his might. From a distance, Lily saw a figure hunched over a bicycle. She squinted,
Lily.
and then she
Anh xin lỗi nha.
recognized
Anh
him.
không muộn nhé.
It was Dad. But he wasn't on his motorbike. He arrived, tired and panting, on an unfamiliar bicycle.
Xin lỗi Lily nhé.
As soon as he
Xin lỗi nha.
stopped the bike, he immediately held out his hands, his face full of guilt.
Chờ ba lâu không?
He
Anh xin lỗi
pointed
nhé.
to the bicycle,
Được chưa?
trying to
Xe
gesture
bạn
what
đưa
had
ba đến hơi
happened.
muộn nhé. Chờ ba có lâu không? Chắc lâu lắm
But the
không?
fear and loneliness that had been
Trời
building
ơi,
up
xe
for
hư
so long
nha.
suddenly
Xin lỗi ba nhé.
burst.
Thấy chưa?
Lily
Xin
had
lỗi
been
nha.
so scared. Her hurt feelings turned
Đâu
into a
đi?
sulk.
Hả?
She pouted and turned her face away, taking angry steps forward, refusing to look at her dad.
Quá.
Her dad hurriedly pushed the rattling bicycle, following her. He walked patiently beside his little daughter, his face still full of remorse. Lily walked on, intentionally ignoring him. But in her heart, she knew he was right behind her.
Lily, chờ ba tí. Sao đây? Con đừng có giận ba nhé. Con xin lỗi nhé.
Seeing his daughter still wasn't appeased, her dad stopped.
Ba xin lỗi nhé. Được không? Xin lỗi nhé. Thôi về ba nấu món ngon cho Lily ăn nhé. Nha. Được không? Ha. Ba về ba nấu bí ngon cho
He
Lily.
gestured, using both hands to mimic the act of cooking, then pointed at Lily, smiling warmly. It was a silent promise of a delicious dinner to make up for it. That promise touched her heart. The sulking melted away. She nodded slightly, accepting his apology. Her dad smiled in relief. He bent down and opened his arms wide. Lily rushed into her dad's arms, a tight hug that chased away all the worry. Afterward, she climbed onto the bicycle. On the borrowed bicycle, the two of them rode home, slowly and peacefully.
Rồi, cả xe nhé. Được chưa? Xe đây ha. Rồi, ở đây nè. Đi này. Ăn nhé, nấu đi ăn nhé. Nấu đi ăn nhé. Nấu đi ngon ăn nhé.
In the small kitchen, Lily's dad was carefully cutting pieces of fruit. Meanwhile, Lily was still curled up in her warm blanket, deep in a sweet sleep.
Lily ơi, dậy ánh sáng rồi Lily ơi.
Her dad gently peeked open the bedroom door. Seeing Lily sleeping soundly, he couldn't bear to wake her. He smiled softly and quietly turned back. Taking a small note, he carefully wrote a few instructions, then put on his coat and left for work. A long while later, when the sun was already quite high, Lily rubbed her eyes and woke up. "Dad?" she called out. Hearing no reply, Lily quickly ran to the living room to find him. But the house was very quiet, and then Lily discovered the note her dad had left on the table. She picked it up to look. It turned out her dad had told her to eat well at home. He had already gone to work. Lily understood immediately. She quickly lifted the food cover. A plate of delicious fresh grapes appeared before her eyes. It was the breakfast her dad had prepared for her. Lily happily nibbled on each sweet grape. After finishing her meal, her belly full, Lily comfortably leaned back in her familiar beanbag chair, starting a new day of her own. Lily rested for a moment, and a plan popped into her head. Aha! Dad must be in the garden. Without hesitation, she climbed onto her new car, both hands gripping the steering wheel. Superhero Lily began her adventure. The car zoomed out to the garden, where her dad was diligently working. From a distance, Lily saw her dad's familiar back, busy harvesting carrots. "Dad, Dad!" Lily drove straight toward him, her clear voice ringing out. Lily didn't just come to play. She had also thoughtfully brought a bottle of cool water for her dad. Her dad turned around, surprised and proud to see his little daughter driving her supercar out to visit him.
Ôi, mang nước cho ba hả? Hả? Ôi trời. Rồi, đi vào ghi mát mát đồ uống nha. Nắng quá. Đây ly nè. Ba cái đào tôi ly khoai kìa. Ha, tới đây xem này. Nè. Ba cà rốt nè. Nắng quá ha. Ba cái đào tôi đi khoai kìa. Nè. Không ngồi đây. Đó, đây. Được không? Được không? Mang về luộc nhé. Mang về luộc nhé. Được không? Tí nữa mang lên xe luộc nhé. Bây giờ uống nước đó ha. Tí nữa làm mát uống nước ha.
The two of them sat and rested under the shade of a tree. Her dad drank the water, smiling at his little girl.
Con muốn uống không? Đây. Quả từ đi nhé. chưa? Nữa hả? Nặng quá ha. Bà có đào cho đi ít khoai kìa. Tí ra ba cho xem nhé.
Look, Lily, he said, pointing to the pile of carrots in the distance. We have a bumper crop today. After they had both drunk their fill,
Rồi, đi coi, đi. Đây đi, lấy cà rốt đi, lấy đi con. Đúng không?
her dad looked at Lily with sparkling eyes.
Nhiều quá ha.
My superhero, Lily,
Cầm giúp ba cái này
can
nhé,
you
cầm
help
đi.
me transport these vegetables back to the house?
Đây nè.
Lily's
Đúng rồi,
eyes lit
giỏi quá.
up. She nodded
Làm này ha.
decisively.
Rồi, đi nè.
This was her mission. Lily quickly helped her dad load the carrots onto her red car.
Đúng rồi. Lên xe đi con, lên xe đi. Rồi,
Lily
đi
sat
về
in
nhé.
the driver's seat,
Này ha.
confidently
Này, đi
driving a whole treasure home.
Đi được không? Rồi, ba sau này. Nặng quá. Rồi.
Back in the yard, the mission wasn't over. Lily quickly ran into the house and brought out a large basket for her dad to put his harvest in.
Đây con, cả đó. Được. Rồi, đi nào. Chào ba đi đi. Đây. Chào ba đi nhé.
After everything was neatly organized, her dad looked at Lily with loving eyes. My daughter worked so hard today. Her dad went into the house and brought out a special reward for the hard-working superhero, a carton of cold milk.
Được chưa? Để ba giúp cho ha.
Lily happily accepted it, feeling strong and useful. It was a fun and meaningful day of work with her wonderful dad.